Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how to find parties and bars and clubs as a scene party girl, because I did a video where I was talking about how to be a party girl, or like tips on like how to. But I was thinking like, oh, but like how do you even like get to that point? You know what I mean? So like I'm gonna do a video on that. And yes, my hair is like very curly and like very like wavy. I think it's like more like wavy than anything. I don't know why that happens when I like wash my hair. And I didn't straighten it, and I think this might be my natural hair. Like if I put this down, it's like very like chaotic, I feel like. Um yeah, I have very wavy hair. I'm not sure, my friend told me it's genetics, and like I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, that's why my hair maybe looks a little bit different. It's like my natural hair, I think, other than like the hair dye obviously and these extensions. But the texture, or like not texture, but like I guess yeah, like the texture, like the font of it is like curly, or like not curly, it's like wavy. You know, it's like, yeah. But anyway, that's why my hair looks different. So anyway, advice. Okay, so basically, yes, I moved to LA. So my perspective is a little bit different because I do live in a city. I live in LA, or like a big city. But I moved here 4 years ago from the Bay Area, and you know, the Bay Area party life is really different from the Los Angeles nightlife. I definitely prefer the LA nightlife. Way over like Bay Area. I love the LA nightlife. I love the nightlife. I just do. I really do. I'm a party girl. I'm a city girl. That being said, some advice on how to find parties. Number one, this is gonna sound very. This is like the biggest one, I think. Actually, I'll save the biggest one for last. Number one, go out. Very straightforward. Go out. Yes, just go out. Um, find a close friend and just go out. Look up bars near you. Look up clubs near you. And when you go out and you put yourself out there, there's a chance that other people that are like minded are going to be there. So automatically, you have a better chance at meeting people who might know of parties or might be down to go out with you later on, opposed to staying inside. You know, like you have like a better chance of opportunities when you go outside and put yourself out there. You're not going to get those opportunities when you sit inside your house. So you don't have to do anything like super crazy. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just putting yourself out there goes a long way. Also, you know, another tip is like, if you want to like make friends, I saw someone say this one time online, and they said the best way to make friends is to be a regular at a place. So like if you go to like a coffee shop every day, or like the same day every week, if you frequent the same park or the same library or the same whatever, you know. And that goes for like bars and clubs. So find the bar, find the club, find the it spot, whatever, and go there the same every week, you know, or like, you know, every 2 weeks or whatever. Maybe even just like once a month. Just like once a month even. I literally bit my cheek when I said that. Even if it's just like once a month, you know, like you get some momentum going, and eventually people will recognize you and realize, oh my God, like you come here. It's like going to the gym, right? Like you go to the gym, and it's like, you know, if you go every day or like once a week or whatever, like people will eventually like notice you and see you. You can't do that when you're indoors. So that's the first step, is literally just like going out. Just going out there, testing the waters, seeing what's there. Even if you don't like it, well, you're outside and you had an experience and you were outside. I will say it's a little bit different when you live. Sorry, that's like my iPad going off. But it's a little bit different in LA. I feel like most bars and clubs out here are a lot more populated and like more dense. Like it's a lot. It's just a different crowd, and it's a lot more populated, like I said. Whereas, you know, if you live in like I don't know, like another state or something, like it's gonna be like a little bit different. I understand that there might be like less people, but still, you know, find a place. Also, find a place with people that are of your age group. So, and that takes me to my next place. It's like trial and error. Try out different bars, try out different clubs until you find one. For me, when I first moved here, I definitely went to a lot of places that I didn't like, right? But I wouldn't go to those places now because I realized I didn't like them. But I found the spots that I like to go to and I frequent at, and I like them for a reason. So trial and error, try out places, see what you do like, see what you don't like. And I think that is like a good starting point. Now, second of all, or third of all, I don't know, is to exchange IGs. And this is very common in LA, but So I don't know if like you were to do this like in a different state or different city, if you were to like do this, and if people would think you're weird. Just know that if someone thinks you're weird, they're weird for thinking you're weird, right? This is just the modern day form of like exchanging phone numbers, right? And you could ask for someone's phone number too. Like I've had people ask for my phone number in a friendly way, you know, and whatever. And I don't think that's weird. I just don't find it weird because it's, you know, when you go to a bar, I think people are weird if they think you're weird, because it's like you're in a bar, you're in a public setting. And when I go out to bars, I'm okay with people coming up to me. You know, that's why I'm here. I'm nosy and I'm a chatterbox and I love yapping. I really do. So, yeah. So, exchanging some form of contact, because then when you like have that connection, it's not about like social claiming or anything like that. It's literally just like you can see what they're up to. Maybe they'll post things and you'll find places and things to go to. And it's good. And also like you guys can keep in touch, you know, you never know, maybe that person will like hit you up at some point or you'll hit them up, and so on. Now third or fourth would be whenever someone invites you somewhere, say yes. I used to be very like years ago when I first moved to LA, I used to be like very weary of like going places with like if someone were to like invite me somewhere or something, I'd be like kind of like closed off. I don't know why, but I learned over time like ill like I think it was more so just like I had like my like close like three friends and I didn't want to like branch out. And I also just kind of like not like a homebody, but I just like I don't know. And like now, like if someone like invites me somewhere, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Like I immediately yes, like 100%. Like thank you so much for thinking of me. Like I appreciate that. So that being said, like go anywhere and everywhere. Like whether that's like you know a birthday party, of, like a friend of a friend or whatever, you know. And also, I think don't be afraid to be the one to initiate plans, whether that be for like a party or like a bar or like whatever. Don't be afraid to like be the one to like ask. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, my next one is apps. And what I mean when I say this is I would actually say I think maybe don't go for like the Bumble BFF apps. I did go on Bumble BFF 4 years ago. And honestly, I would not recommend it. I have heard some people meet friends off of there. I know that there's other apps that also like my friends have like used to like meet people and they found success there. So I'm not saying don't go on these apps, absolutely not. Like if you want to give it a shot, go for it. I definitely made it out of the app to hang out with some of these friends from like these apps, but like it didn't go anywhere and I had like weird experiences there. So I would actually say maybe don't do that and try. It sounds very like old school, but honestly go out there and meet people. Go out there, talk to people, and see where that takes you. Now, number four, number five, I would say come up with a conversation starter. Okay. And to me, this comes naturally. I'm not saying it to be like, oh my God, this comes so naturally to me. Like, no, like it doesn't. But like, I just genuinely am like a very curious person. And I am really big, for me personally, on astrology. So that's my thing, is like, I love astrology. And I genuinely love guessing people's signs and, you know, chatting people up about their sign. And I really do. You know, it's a very good conversation starter because I know a lot about it. And a lot of the time, you know, sometimes people like are not that interested in it, but a lot of the time people are very intrigued by it because sometimes I'll go up to people and I'll be like, are you like this sign? And sometimes, a lot of the time, I'm correct. There's been multiple times where I've gone up to people at bars and I'm like, are you a Libra? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, show me your ID. Are you lying? And they're like, here's my ID. I'm a Libra. Like, look at the birthday. And I'm like, yeah, you're a Libra. And they're like, how did you do that? And I'm like, because you look like a Libra. And then they're like, how did you know I'm a Libra? Like, what about me? What gave it away? You know? And people become curious because they're like, are you a fucking witch? Like, what? Like, are you fucking psychic? Like, how did you know that? And it's because I love astrology and I know a lot about astrology. And I've studied the traits of people in astrology and how that, you know, like, whatever, overlaps and connects. So people are naturally very drawn by that and they're very surprised by it. So it's a natural conversation starter. And I say that to say, find your thing, find your conversation starter. And I'm not, you know, I don't even ask like, what's your sign, or like, can I guess your sign, or like whatever. I don't even ask that in a way to start a conversation. I more so just ask it because I'm genuinely curious, okay? I genuinely am like very curious, and it just comes from a genuine place of curiosity, and it's like I need to know because it's gonna like eat me alive. Because sometimes I will genuinely see people where I'm like, they look like they're this side, I can tell, and I'll go up to them and be like, hey, are you like this side? And they're like, yeah. Like, what? You know, there's been times I've even guessed people's birthdays there's been a handful of times I've seen people at bars and I'm like, are you an Aries? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, okay, your birthday's this day. And they're like, yes. And they show me their ID and like it is. I don't know. I cannot explain. That's just maybe intuition. I'm not psychic, but I think it's just like an intuition that like a feeling that I get. Like so this is I sound really crazy when I say this, but like sometimes like randomly, like I'll get like a number, like when I'm talking to someone and then I guess their sign. Sometimes like their birth numbers will like pop in my head and I'll say it and they're like, yes. And so that's actually, one of my good friends that I met 4 years ago. We met at a bar. The reason why is because I saw her at a bar and I was like, she looks like a Virgo. She looks like a Virgo. She really does. So I went up to her and I was like, are you a Virgo? And she was like, yes. And I was like, when's your birthday? And I told her, I was like, is your birthday this day? And she was like, girl, what the fuck? She was like, what the fuck? How did you get that? And I was like, I don't know. It just came to me. Like, I was like, I just saw like the number. I just felt it. Like, I just felt like that was your birthday. I never met this woman in my life. And she showed me, I was like, are you like lying? And she was like, no. And she pulled out her ID and showed me. And she was like, my birthday. And I was like, and she was like, you're fucking like wild. That's wild. And we ended up hanging out a few times. And she's cool. I love her. And so that's an example though, is like, you know, and that's not always going to happen, right? Like but see, that's the thing is like you also, when you go to bars, you're going to be with like-minded people. So if you don't like going out, if you don't like going to bars, if you don't like going to clubs, if you don't like partying, first of all, this video is not for you. If you don't want to go to bars or go to clubs or frequent at bars or a party, this video just is not for you. I should have made that clear at the beginning. I'm sorry. You know, if you're someone who wants to just like do other things, like go to cafes and stuff, you know, I'm sure there's a video out there for you, right? But because when you go to bars, you're going to find people who are like-minded. It's the same like when you go to like a poetry slam. You're going to meet people who like poetry, you know? Like I've been in chess clubs before and I met people who were into chess, right? I wouldn't go to a chess club to find people who want to party, you know? Although I did meet some people who do like to party, you know? That being said. Anyway, yeah, so like-minded people. So when you go to a bar, you're going to meet like-minded people and they might eventually hit you up to hang out, or you can hit them up and be like, what are you doing this weekend? Do you want to go out? Like, whatever. And so that's what happened with us. Like, we just invited each other out. We went out a few times and yeah, it was a blast. It was fun. So to circle back, find your thing. Find your conversation starter, because if someone does come up to you, you know, you want to be able to carry a conversation. So, I mean, I think astrology. I just love astrology. I just love talking about it. Sorry. And I'm just genuinely curious. It's like, I want to know. Like, I need to know who I'm talking to, you know? So for me, that's everything. But do not do astrology, because if you don't know about astrology, you're just sort of, like, stupid. I mean, granted, I already, like, fucking stupid talking about, like, the stars and, like, the planets and shit, you know? Like, really, like, fucking, like deranged and stuff like that. Right? But find your thing. Like, I don't know. Like, come up with a question, you know? Like, just come up with like a silly question or something, right? And I also have like a list of silly questions that I just like, and I like to ask people this because like I'm genuinely curious. It's like I need to know your fucking answer. Like, what do you think about this thing? Like, do you think like aliens are real? Like, do you think like the Loch Ness monster is real? You know, I have a list of questions that I ask people. So come up with like preset, like pre-made conversation starters. If that helps you, it's not, again, like it's not that like I go out and I'm like, I just like start to question people, right? Like, not at all. It just comes to me like naturally, because I'm like, I'm curious and I want to know. Number 5 or 6, I don't know. If that doesn't work for you, if the previous one doesn't work for you, honestly, like if you struggle with like maybe like talking to people or something, just complimenting someone goes a long way, you know? Like, seriously. And I think people are more open to like community and like friendship than you realize, so there's nothing to be scared of, you know? And if someone thinks you're weird, it's like, okay, like bitch, like you're weird for thinking I'm weird, you know? Like I'm just over here like existing, okay? So definitely maybe compliment someone. Just compliment them, you know? Like if you think their shoes are cool or their outfit's cute or their hair looks good, you know, compliment them. And, you know, like if you want to know like where they got something, ask them and go from there. Just, you know, complimenting someone goes a long way, right? Or yeah, I think that's very helpful. And then, you know, do like the IG swap at some point so you have their contact if you like want to hang out with them later or whatever. Now my next one has a few points to it. I think this might be my last one. Social media. Okay, social media is the biggest thing. Social media is everything. And you can use social media for everything. You can literally post to your story or your note or like close friends. I burped. Literally anything, like whatever. You can literally post like what's everyone doing tonight? Like, what are the plans? I do that all the time because I genuinely sometimes like I'm like I want to go out. Me and my friends want to go out. We just like don't know where. We want to try something new. And I ask and I find places and people like send me stuff and they're like, go here, do this. Like, let's do this. Like, I'm doing this thing tonight. Like, join us. Like, whatever. Right. So you need to just like not be scared. I think that's the biggest problem is like people forget social media is social media. You know, I don't understand when people are afraid to use social media for the purposes it exists for, you know. I am on social media to be social and share media. So if you're on social media, you better be social and share media and like, you know, post on social media and be social and be like, hey, like what the fuck's going on tonight? Like what's the mood tonight? Like I want to go out. What are we doing tonight? Okay. What the hell are we doing tonight, guys? Right? So post that on your story, your note, whatever. And again, if you see someone post like parties a lot and they seem approachable, or if you've even just like responded to each other's stories and stuff and you seem like you're really good mutuals and like maybe they'd be down to hang out, just ask them, just like swipe up on their story and be like, oh my god, like we should hang out sometime, and do that. We should hang out sometime. Or like just ask people that you like want to like genuinely like hang out with, right? Also there's a lot of pages that exist for like that tell you like what events are going on. You can go there, or there's also like a lot of I mean it's like in LA, it's like a thing in LA. There's sometimes like people like there's events where like if you're looking for friends, you can like go there and it's like people who like are looking for a friend. But there's also a lot of pages that will tell you like what events are going on, what's going on in like what bars, etc., etc. You could do that. That's always an option. And definitely just like hit up people. Don't be scared to hit up people. Like if you see someone that's been like responding to your stories and you know you kind of know that like you know not really, definitely make that like jump to like ask them to hang out, because it's like what good is a connection if it's not like a real connection, you know what I mean? And that's why you also want to like exchange IGs with people that you meet like in real life, because then you can like follow up with them and eventually be like, oh my god, that was so much fun, like let's do it again, you know? And you'd be surprised, like people are open to making friends and do want friends a lot of the time. But I know that like it is hard. Just know like I've been there too. Hit people up. If your friend like invites you to go somewhere, go. And they might have friends. Then you might hit it off with those friends, you know? And so on, right? Also like use social media to find communities. Like I remember like back in the day, like when I was like in high school, a lot of my friends that I have now are literally friends that I met through being like-minded. We were into the same music, we were into the same shows, whatever. And you know, it was like a thing to like make group chats or like make text chat, like you know, whatever. Or like just meet up at like shows or meet up at like wherever, go to the mall, you know, that was like a thing. So that's an easy way to find like-minded people, because back then, like, or even now, like, you know, I was like very emo, and so there was not many emos at my school, so it was really hard for me to make friends. So then I turned to like the internet, because that's where I was able to find people who were like-minded and like understood me. You know, that sounds very emo on its own, but like I was able to find people that like understood me. So definitely do that if you're someone that struggles to make, if you're like, I mean, this is more for like bars and stuff, but like-minded people that go to bars and go to parties and stuff, they are online as well. And you can maybe like literally like go to a page that's like talking about a party or whatever, go to the comment section, and I'm sure maybe someone will be there being like, oh my god, I didn't want to go to this alone, and they can comment and be like, I'll be at this, let's go, like let's hang out, let's meet up, right? And obviously like practice internet safety, like make sure they have a profile, make sure they're like a person, of course, right? Do all that. But you can definitely make a friend through that, or you could even comment, be the first to comment, be like, oh my god, I want to go, but like no one wants to go with me to this thing, so like who wants to come with me? Okay, it's as simple as that, seriously. But yes, go up to people, don't be scared to go up to people, like chat it up, whatever. Okay, I think that is all for this video. If you have any ideas for videos that you want me to do in the future, let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.